These latest headlines from ABC15 are sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all.
Hello, I'm Megan Thompson with your afternoon update from ABC15 Arizona. We are tracking some developing news right now. An investigation is underway after a child was shot and killed. It happened overnight near 7th Avenue and MLK Boulevard in Phoenix. Police say they are questioning several people who were in the home when it happened. Our team is following up, working to learn what led to this shooting and if any arrests have been made. Also developing now, one person is dead and another hurt after a wrong-way crash this morning. We brought you the breaking news when that crash happened on the I-17 near 7th Avenue. And our Jamie Warren is joining us now with the latest on the investigation.
The southbound lanes of the I-17 at 7th Avenue, where I am standing, were shut down for hours as DPS investigated a wrong-way crash. According to DPS, a woman was driving the wrong way when she crashed with a man who was driving a pickup truck. That woman sadly died on scene. That man suffered from life-threatening injuries. He was taken to the hospital. Right now, we don't have an update on his condition. These wrong-way crashes, they sadly are nothing new here in Arizona. And I spoke with a DPS trooper today who said that recently the number of wrong-ways have not slowed down. Take a listen.
Unfortunately, in the valley, it's a very common occurrence. We've had a few just in the last week. Not one. We haven't had any that have had a fatality, but we've had several wrong-ways in the valley over the last month that we've intercepted or have self-corrected.
DPS has not identified the woman who was driving the wrong way, but as soon as we get any additional details, we'll of course let you know. In Phoenix, Jamie Warren, ABC 15 Arizona.
Jamie, thank you. We are tracking some other top stories for you now. A police officer shot on the job does remain in critical condition. Apache Junction police say Officer Gabriel Facio was shot in the face while responding to a call on Monday. Investigators say the suspect, who was shot by police, is in custody at the hospital.
I looked under the bed, I looked in the closet, I looked outside, the gate was open, the screen door window was kicked out.
New body camera video from the night a murdered missing teen disappeared. Emily Pike was found dead weeks after being reported missing from her group home in Mesa. There have still been no arrests in the case. There is a $175,000 reward for information leading to her killer. And Lori Daybell back in court after a delay in her trial. The judge put opening statements on hold because Daybell was sick. She's defending herself on murder conspiracy charges. ABC 15 will bring you continuing coverage from the courtroom.
Let's remind you why you should care about the big, beautiful bill being debated in Congress. Well, it does a lot. It impacts taxes and how much you'll pay for the next several years. It impacts Medicaid coverage and what must be done to qualify. It impacts funding for the southern border and military spending to defend the U.S. from attacks, as well as energy, repealing renewable clean energy credits meant to address climate change. So why do some Republicans in the Senate have issues with the bill? Reason number one, it's too costly for some. These Republican senators have all expressed at least some concern over the cost, which would add trillions to the deficit over the next 10 years, according to nonpartisan outside groups. Republican Senator Ron Johnson of Wisconsin spoke with the Scripps News Group recently about his concerns.
We have to show the Republicans that elected us is that we are serious about reducing spending.
Reason number two that some Republicans are skeptical: healthcare and Medicaid changes. These senators have all shared at least some worry that the House-passed bill changes too much with Medicaid funding. Some have even expressed concern about new work requirements. Republican Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri may be the one to watch on this issue. He wrote an essay in the New York Times in May simply titled, "Don't Cut Medicaid." Reason number three for some Republican opposition: repealing clean energy tax credits. This third group of senators have all expressed skepticism over scaling back those tax incentives. President Trump was able to successfully lobby enough House Republicans to pass his bill last month, and now that lobbying effort begins in the Senate, an effort that includes social media. He's already attacked Senator Rand Paul over his opposition. Rand votes no on everything, but never has any practical or constructive ideas. Senator Paul talked about his conversations with the president.
He did most of the talking. This will be the largest increase in the debt ceiling ever in our history.
Senate Democrats, meanwhile, continue to speak out against what they're calling the one big ugly bill. But President Trump doesn't need any of them to pass it. The current party breakdown in the Senate is 53 Republicans and 47 Democrats. President Trump can still pass it if 50 senators back it, because Vice President J.D. Vance would break the tie. But if 4 Republicans side with Democrats, well, that would defeat the bill. Joe St. George, Scripps News Group, Washington.
We are in ABC 15 weather action mode once again as storms are impacting the morning commute here in the valley, and they will over the next several hours through at least about mid-morning or so, with temperatures staying in the lower 80s. We'll start drying out by midday with temperatures already climbing to 90 degrees and forecasting a high today in the upper 90s, which is below normal for this time of year, but not by much. Elsewhere across state, 48 on this hump day, mid-60s for Flagstaff, 70s along the rim and toward the White Mountains, with 80s in Globe along with Tucson, and in western parts of the state, high staying in the upper 90s. But we still have flooding concerns through at least 11 o'clock tonight for central and northern Arizona, which is still under those flood watches. So any storm to develop could produce very heavy rain in a short amount of time. Your 7-day forecast showing dry conditions for the rest of the week with highs well above 100 degrees beginning Thursday and beyond, with the hottest days being Sunday and Monday. And the high country storm chances today, drying out tomorrow, then heating up for the weekend too.
We will have another update for you tonight. Until then, get the latest news, weather, and traffic at abc15.com, or you can download that free ABC 15 mobile app.
These latest headlines from ABC 15 are sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all.